Ah, so file sharing and sharing files, especially when we're talking about the Microsoft 365 platform. I have heard it countless times that people say, "Oh, I don't use Microsoft because it's just too hard to share stuff." Well, it's actually really, really easy. And it's consistent regardless of where you're sharing the files from. Now, it didn't used to be this way. And same with collecting information from others. It used to be that you were isolated from the rest of the world if you used any of the Microsoft products, right? You had to go and get yet another third party to be able to do that. But with the modern OneDrive, SharePoint, Teams, even Microsoft Forms and other apps within the 365 platform, it's actually really, really easy. And the simple thing is that all you need to do is, if you've got the OneDrive app on your PC, or you're using via the web browser, just right-click on a file or folder and say share. This is it. There's a little share button on the web version if you're not going to be right-clicking. It looks like a little arrow, and it looks like all the other share apps you've ever seen. A little box with a arrow sort of squirreling out, and you just share. Now, there's 3 or 4 different ways that you can share. Number 1, you can share with anyone, right? Absolutely anyone. No one needs to log on, and you can set whether or not they can edit or view, whether or not they can even download that particular file. And it works so well that it doesn't matter. You just click on the link, you open up. I don't care if you're in Google, Apple, otherwise. If you've got a web browser, it'll open, and there's the document. There's the file folders, etc., for you to do whatever it is that someone wanted to share with you. Job done. Now, there is security controls, and this is one thing I do love about Microsoft, in that you can control whether or not this is possible. There's even special capabilities in there so you can control certain file types to say you can't share those, right? They're classified as sensitive, and it doesn't matter whether or not the file is stored in an open area, you still can't share it. But I digress. The point being, it's really super easy to share. You can even stick a password on this darn thing so that you can send via text for them to be able to get in. Now, to help with security on this, we always recommend stick a 30-day timeout so that the share disappears and is deleted after 30 days, right? And if you need to get access again, well, you just ask again and you send another link. Job done. The next one is to be able to share with everyone within your organization. And then it doesn't matter where the file might be or who may already have access to it, but you can share with everyone in that organization. And anyone who gets that link can access the file. Super easy. Again, this is in the same interface, whether it's on your PC or whether it's in the browser, and whether it's OneDrive or SharePoint, or even inside of the files area inside of Teams. It's the same interface. The next one is that share with people with existing access. So you can create a link, send it to someone, and then they'll be able to access that file if they already had access. Again, job done. Nothing more to do, right? And finally, we have share with specific people. And this allows you to share with a very specific person who may be either internal to your organization or, if you have the email address, external. Now, the first thing you're going to ask on this one is, what if they don't have a Microsoft account associated with that? That's okay. If they've got a personal account, they can just log in with that email account, right? So I send it to abc.com. Right, and I send that particular email or to joe@abc.com, and they open up. If they've got an email address, either a Microsoft 365 or a personal account, they can just log in using those credentials and they'll get in access. But what happens if they don't? Let's say they've got an Apple iCloud account. How do they get in now? Well, the simple thing is they can request a one-time password. That one-time password gets sent to them, and they just log in with those details for that system, and they're in. Nothing else to do. Now, you can set security controls to force that to be re-authenticated so many days, but again, it's super easy. Now, here's where it gets even fancier. You can even extend that to other systems to provide the authentication for you. And 2 out of the box are Facebook and Google. Yes, you can set up a special Google app or a special Facebook app and connect it into, and there's lots of instructions on how to do that, so that they can log in using an email account associated with either Facebook or Google. Yes, I can send share a file with a specific person who has a Google account or a Gmail account, and they can log in using their Google credentials to access the file. So who said sharing was difficult with Microsoft 365? It's not. It is actually really easy. Just find the share and off you go. Just explore that share window. It's exactly the same on every other platform. It might be slightly different, but all the things are in the same spot. And again, if you're an administrator and worried about security, I talked about all that last week, then you can control what people can do and who can share what with whom. Sharing in 365 is actually easy. Go check it out.